Hello and welcome to the back nine of round one of the 2023 Disc Golf Pro Tour Championships presented by Barbasol. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your two hockeys.
Honk.
Honk.
Totally new format. If you didn't watch the front nine, you should. We explained a lot of things about why it's a little different. Totally new format this year. Kristin Tattar started with a 5-stroke lead, and then it kind of went a little bit down as we went down the line. Missy started with 4 down. Owen and Holyn started with 3 down.
But everyone playing appropriately to have a perfect tie.
Love that.
Holyn and Owen playing very strong front nines, keeping up with Missy and Kristin. Kat Murch having a strong round herself. Ella Hansen just 1 stroke behind her. As you move down the leaderboard, less and less strokes available. So it's really important to shoot the round of your life today and tomorrow. In order to make it to the finals, because these 2 rounds are what count to get to the finals.
Hole 10 is the only absolute must-get birdie on the course. This is the only one where you are beating yourself up if you don't have an easy birdie here. Only 242 feet. It's uphill, so you see a lot of fairway drivers, but you could throw a mid. Yep, gotta do it.
What a nice insight into Erika's mental game.
You have to do it. You just have to.
There's not a lot of pressure in there.
Buckle up, bud. What's kind of interesting, I think one of the points we haven't talked about is only the top 8 move forward after the first 2 days, and the tie breaks are decided by the seed. So it's really important for some of the lower seeds to make sure that they score really well, because otherwise they're not going to make it even if they tie.
I let that doom and gloom linger for a second.
Just something to think about.
Yeah. Kristin and Holyn both getting tangled up on the right-hand side. They'll have long putts. Missing this.
Absolute must get. Must do it. Obviously, it's fine if you don't do it. You just want to do it.
Yeah.
I think especially, like, we are seeing a lot of birdies. Obviously, we're watching the 4 most consistent women on tour, and we are seeing a ton of birdies, but as you move down the cards, you're seeing a lot less green on the scorecard, and this is one of the few that's easy to get.
Definitely. And, you know, regardless of how many birdies you can get, even if you get a bunch, it's so easy to take a double or a triple on especially these long wooded holes on the back nine. There's some very easily stacking par 4s. But Holyn going to give herself a really, really nice little cushion.
Yeah, she buckled up. That was a great putt. Yes, Owen. See, they get it. They understand what's at stake here.
And you can see why they found their way onto this feature card. Look at these putting performances. It just looks easy. It looks easy.
That's what you like to see.
As we get into the back nine, again, drives become very, very important. There are a lot of narrow fairways where you do have to throw that aggressive shot in order to even have an easier look at par on a lot of holes. If you do not land that drive near the middle of the fairway, it's so easy to stack strokes. So getting off the tee is hyper important, especially in the next handful of holes. Hole 11, a downhill 375-foot par 3. It's a very gentle backhand turnover or a pushing hyzer sidearm that slowly flips up to flat and glides down the hill. Landing early right can be pretty brutal. There's a lot more guardian trees over there. And if you come in hot and go deep, or you get too aggressive on your putt, it drops off really steeply behind the basket. No out of bounds, but just a lot of room down there.
Yeah. I really like the gentle flip up to straight pushing shot. Like that, but just a little bit more turn. Missy, most of the way down there.
Being a downhill hole, this is another one that really just highlights your mistakes. So you kind of have to get it on that perfect angle before the hill takes over.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Holyn going a little bit slower speed. Jawbreaker Z buzz. Not slow enough.
Wow.
She blasts by it. Classic Holyn.
Yep, cruising by that elevated pin.
I'm glad there's no OB deep on this one.
Yep.
I feel like that was probably a discussion.
Yeah.
This is just pure conjecture, but
yeah, you know they thought about it.
Yeah.
That would be so rude.
Owen overturning hers to the right side. Probably just going to be a par. Forehand, we saw a couple of these earlier today. Definitely viable. I think it's just really difficult to get that flip up straight pushing forehand.
And she'll be on that very blocked right side. Those two guardian trees, it's surprising how much they come into play when you throw the good sidearm. You have to have more of that like Holyn type of a hyzer flip, gentle sidearm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think for some reason, the forehand just feels like it takes more touch, but it's probably because I have a better backhand.
No, it takes more touch regardless. Yeah. It's a really hard shot.
Owen with a really solid out there. She was more obstructed than I thought.
This played as the second most difficult hole of the day because it is a really tough par 3 to access the green. It's not easy to get the actual par. It's just, not hard to get the actual par. It's just really difficult to get down there into birdie land.
Mm-hmm. Kristin with a floaty and hyzer putter shot. She's parked for a par.
Wow, 55% of the field with a bogey or worse. Oof. Some rollaways, I'm sure.
I think this is one of those holes that really baits you into attacking more than you need to. Mm-hmm. And then you end up off the fairway scrambling hard.
Our lead card doing a great job, though, of just getting to tap and land for easy pars. Leaving yourself a putt is where strokes can really stack up on this one. There was one birdie today, Missy Vela-Diaz, and she had to make what, like a circle? Was this circle?
It was a longer putt,
circle one putt, long circle one putt.
Circle's edge, maybe.
She went forehand. It was awesome.
Yeah, beautiful forehand.
Kristin going to drop just one stroke behind the leaders right now. Missy, Owen, and Holyn showing their very strong play.
Cat Merch falling off a little bit, it looks like. Hole 12 is another par 4, 603 feet. I like the forehand. You can get the backhand turnover to work, but it's super tight and technical. You want to land a little on the right side, and then it's just a really dead straight tunnel for forever. This one feels amazing to birdie. Do you remember what Missy said on this one?
No.
About the gray tree?
I can't remember.
Dang it.
She gave me so many tips today.
I was hoping to get a Missy impersonation.
Don't worry, one will come. This is one of the top 3 most difficult holes of the day as well. It is a par 4, but it averaged at about a half a stroke over par, and that's largely due in part to where this tee shot lands.
Yeah, I think most women not trying to get too crazy off the tee here. Holyn catching a right side tree, kicking to the left side of the fairway. Didn't look like she was getting crazy aggressive. It's just a little bit of a late release.
Oh, and keeping it nice and low, so even if something does happen, it doesn't go too far off the fairway, and that's great here. Most players are just trying to get the par here.
This looks pretty aggressive. That's a huge shot.
Yeah, I remember. I asked Missy if she liked backhand or forehand off the tee, and she said, it's aggressive if you go for the backhand, but I like to just throw a flex forehand to the gray tree. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'll remember that for later. If you guys want
great
more
advice from Missy Walker.
Yeah, if you want more Missy Vela-Diaz information, tune in to DDO. This year she co-commentated in the booth with me.
I feel like your accent got stronger and stronger each round.
Yeah. You can get a lot more Missy-isms.
I'm going to catch the left side of that secondary fairway. That's going to be a really difficult scramble shot for par.
I swear it's contagious. Wow.
Oh, beautiful. Wow.
Missy just making it look so easy today.
On a rope. Missy is one of the best at the game at the pure straight shot, though.
She also is an absolute dream at wooded courses. She's really good at managing and playing appropriately aggressive.
Mm-hmm. Holyn gets caught up but drops into the center fairway. Still not going super well on this hole. I mean, honestly, it's amazing we haven't seen any doubles. Like, as you were saying earlier, it can really stack up out here. Look at how rough that rough is if you're 10 or 15 feet to the side.
Yeah, they're just doing the amazing thing of not hitting trees on the edges of the fairway.
Yeah, it turns out they're all pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Own coming in hot.
Kristin, again, way down here, but pretty guarded. There's a lot of little trees in her way. That's a small gap she's aiming for, and she doesn't get out. She's going aggressive.
Mm-hmm. She went a little too aggressive.
Holyn's fourth. Just looking to put this close, get out of here with a bogey.
And this is how they stack up out here at Nevin.
She still has a chance. I think she's near circle's edge. But yeah, it can happen quickly. Kristin, still a very technical sidearm left. She gets caught again.
Kristin's fourth shot to the green. She's going to just have to settle for bogey here.
Still looking as unflappable as ever.
Holyn with a really long putt to save bogey.
A tree right in the way.
Yeah, right. It looks like around 55 feet.
She finds it. Why is it right when I say we haven't seen any double bogeys? I just...
It was a cosmic dare.
hate myself. Owen trying to save par comes up short.
To be fair, this was a very, very difficult hole, so you said it right at the right time. There was only 2 birdies today, and 40% of the field taking a bogey or worse.
Holyn makes good on that little bit of a tester for her double bogey.
Owen and Holyn both, and Kristin, all three adding strokes to their score on this difficult hole 12.
Yeah, Missy taking quite a few strokes on her card mates here. Absolute tap and birdie. Fantastic second shot.
Hello, one of only 2 on the day. Maria Oliva getting the other.
Hello.
Hello.
Missy slow-mo cam activate.
Only 2 people even got to circle 1 on that hole. Woof. Hole 12, playing tough.
Yeah. Missy taking solo first with that one.
Introducing Disc Raptor, the best way to clean and dry your discs on the course. Make short work of mud, moisture, and dust in a quick spin. Made of quality materials that are built to last. Compact revolutionary design with synthetic turf and high surface microfiber cleaning surfaces. Lightweight and easy for travel. It's there when you need it. Welcome to the future of disc golf.
Hole 13. Another par 5. I believe this is the 3rd one of the day. It's important to just land something more right and straight in order to open up this second shot. But look at the shape of this fairway. It's not really natural for any disc flight. This one, it's all about kind of cutting the fairway up into little pieces in a way that you feel comfortable with. Getting off the fairway can get brutal very quickly. There's some elevation change as well, especially as you get down towards the basket. It goes a little downhill, making it easier to try to get your disc all the way to the green.
I think landing left is a little better than landing right.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. On the tee. Because then it kind of opens up a...
It's another really small
forehand
landing zone.
It is super small. And obviously landing in the middle is ideal, I'm saying. But if you're going to pick one side to be on, to mess up on, I think the left has a little bit more options. Personally.
Oh, yeah, because it does cut back to the right. Yes. Oh, yeah, this is the one. Yeah, you want to throw a little stalling backhand.
That was
pushes
great.
slow.
Really great shot from Kristin.
Even with a really excellent backhand shot, this hole can still be very difficult because you're not 100% going to be guaranteed landing in that landing zone, and it always is going to pinch off at the next little bottleneck that you have to hit.
Right. Even if you hit the first landing zone doesn't mean you can hit the second one.
Yep.
It gets crazy. This is like that par 5 at Idlewild that's a similar distance.
Yes.
Where like you see it on paper and you're like, come on, par 5, 685, and then you do it and you're like, okay, yeah, that is hard.
Yeah, none of my discs do that.
And trying to work the flex sidearm, going to end up a little pinched on the right.
Missy on that left side. Thankfully, she has a gap, but that's not necessarily always the case. She is able to chip something out to the middle.
Not able to get a ton of distance there, but good placement.
Owen after a tree kick. Gonna have to just chip something out.
Oh boy. A little aggressive there. I think she's going to end up in a fine spot with that kick.
I mean, what else would she throw besides her approach destroyer?
You're right. Mm-hmm.
Missy opting for a sidearm flex here.
I love that. Not nearly enough flex. That was probably a good kick.
Yeah, that was a great kick. You got to go up and over this hill, so you really have to have the right angle as you crest the hill. It's a very difficult shot.
Yeah, it is. Whoa. Kristin with kind of the exact same mistake, actually. It's the same tree as Missy even. Let's see if Holyn can correct the line. Needed a little more turn or at least a flat release. Huh. Everyone having trouble here. To be fair, it's narrow.
Mm-hmm.
Missy throwing 4 here. Still a good amount of work trying to save that par.
That's how this fairway does feel.
Classic Missy shrug.
The amount of times walking this fairway that I turned around and looked behind me to see like what the angle was. Okay, this would it have been better if you throw this shot? Nope. It's just a weird series of turns on this fairway. The trees shape you up in ways that you really can't plan exactly how the hole's going to go. Even being an excellent course manager.
Yeah, look, looks like Holyn is looking at a wall here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they call this hole a series of unfortunate events. That looks like a clean sidearm. Sneaks through the last little bit on the right side. Kristin gonna have a look at birdie.
Wow. And what a great third shot to the green.
Mm-hmm.
Do you kind of have to get a little
Just a little at
lucky.
the end.
Mm-hmm.
That was great.
Missy with a really smooth approach shot. She's looking so
pretty.
solid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Perfect amount of spin and speed.
Holyn still able to get a par even after having to chip a few out of the rough.
Solid.
Yeah, if the T sign, instead of just having like a, very, very visually appealing swoop to dictate where the fairway is through the trees, if it had like what it actually is, it would be just like a series of angles. It would
Of
just
like
be
really sharp, short angles. That would be very funny.
It would be very funny.
Wow.
Nice.
Clutch. I'm guessing not too many people got this one.
Nope, Kristin is one of only 2. 50% of the field with a par, 40% with a bogey. No double bogeys on this one, though. So it's
Great.
just a short enough distance where you can't mess up too bad.
Yeah.
But it's so tough to get there. In 4, Allie Smith, the other birdie of the day.
Yeah, we got to watch that one. It was fantastic.
Her second
Pretty short
shot.
putt, too.
Yeah, her second shot was unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable sidearm. Missy and Owen with bogeys. Holyn able to save the par. Kristin with a highlight birdie. Missy, though.
Wow.
Missy cam.
You guys enjoying it? I know I am.
Missy in solo first right now. Hole 14, par 3, 320 feet. Looks way easier than it is. Narrow gauntlet. You'd think, maybe you can get a mid-range there or straight fairway, but I think it's another hole that kind of just lures you into overpowering your shot a little bit, and then you're a little off and you catch a fairway tree, and then you're in the rough scrambling. It's tough.
It's deceiving too because the trees are so big. It looks like it's close, but then it's 320 feet and even slightly uphill.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you almost feel like you need to throw more of like a distance shot.
Yeah.
But like Erika said, it baits you into feeling that way.
If you're going to make a mistake, again, the left side is probably slightly easier to scramble from. But I feel like you barely get to choose the mistake here. Like you just hit a tree and hope, you know?
And there's not really a good side to error on either. The left side has a lot more skinny trees late. The right side has a lot more big trees. But so if you kick, you want to kick way right instead of just, right in that line where Missy's headed. But that should be fine, I think.
That actually is surprisingly fine.
Mm-hmm. I feel like there's a lot of like throwing and just going, like shrugging off the tee, like, well, see what happens. Scramblers, paradise, but Own won't need to. What a great shot. Okay, Missy's lie slightly worse than it looked from the catch cam. She does have to kind of chop through the right-hand side. Lots of little trees. Wow.
Holyn, a lot of stuff in her way. She's trying to go little turnover sidearm.
These are just like classic hole 14 approaches. Both of them. So short, so close, so tough. Holyn with a big guardian tree as well.
Man, her long bids are, it's like consistently the right speed and height, just a little off the line, but they're looking, strong.
Yeah, we've watched her do, 4 today from right around
Distance.
60 feet?
60 to 80 or 90 even. Missy, long look for par save. Oh, I thought it was in.
Me too. Oh, I loved that.
Own 2 bogeys in a row. This is a big momentum shifter here if she can make this. Long look, though. Oh, give it to her. Come on. That's too good.
Wow.
Look at the body language here, too.
I'm so glad we got to watch that again. Oh, that's so good. Only 3 people got to circle 1.
Oh, wow.
But there was only 5 birdies. So, Own one of the 2 circle 2 putts on the day.
Kristin's inside, right?
Mm-hmm. I think so. Right around 28.
Too easy. Kristin threw her Orbit St. Pro off the tee on that one. Own got hers there with a Halo Leopard 3. Kristin swapping the lead again.
Yeah, there was a couple stroke swing 2 holes ago, and then next thing you know, Kristin comes back. Missy, 2 bogeys in a row. Hole 15, 346 feet. There's 2 options here. You can go this route that the drone is flying. It's an attacking forehand, I would say. But the backhand turnover, I don't know if is really there. You can try it, but it's not. It's really difficult to get down to the green here. There is a right side kind of sneaky gap that we watched Missy Gannon fillet last year. You can see the band through that right-hand side, but it's very narrow off the tee, and that left side tree is in the perfect place to make it scary to throw the backhand that's required to get there. Own would throw a flex through there. No one else does that.
Nope.
And she bows just to rub it in everyone's face. So good. She's got a circle 2 putt.
Yeah. We all know I'm a big Own fan.
We all know she throws the shots that no one else does. Ooh.
Yeah, Holyn more of a flip-up sidearm.
Wow.
So much power. She's going ESP Raptor there. Unreal.
Gosh, she's one of the few players in the game that can throw that finessey flip-up shot that you need to get there.
And not even a distance driver to get 346 feet.
Wow, that's blowing my mind. Missy hits the line all the way down. A little too much hyzer angle on it, but she's far enough down where it'll be an easy up and down. Kristin getting to the green for her 3 as well. This one's just important not to bogey. Only 3 people got to circle 1 for a birdie.
Missy with a perfect layup for her par. Own another long look. She just made one like this, but uphill. Good run, bad roll.
Oh, man.
A lot of speed on that disc.
Holyn with a rare look as well for birdie. Nice.
Oh, yeah. Great hit. And that's after a couple of bogey strokes. Turn the round right in the right direction. She's still 2 down, doing great. Anything under par, as we said, is phenomenal. Owen with a clutch comeback putt.
Wow. Even with a little gust of wind moving through.
Look at fall happening all of a sudden. The leaves are coming down.
There were only 3 birdies today. We saw Holyn Handley, Stacey Ronsley, and Katrina Allen also getting the 2.
Nice putt. 4 par from Kristin. Man, what a birdie from Holyn.
That was so pretty to watch.
Yeah.
Gaining a stroke on the rest of her card and holding on to that 4th place positioning.
Nice Valley, Montana, with my family. When we were bored, my parents would just be like, go outside. That's where memories are made. It's such a part of childhood that I feel like is being lost today, and I have desperately tried to instill that into my kids.
Hole 16, par 3, 270 feet. Another very straight fairway that looks like it's easy, but it's just not. Just look at it.
Yeah, it's uphill, and that's what adds to the difficulty here.
Like you want to slow it down with a fairway driver or mid. But yeah, it's another one. It plays almost exactly the same as what was the last dead straight one? 14? They're very similar shots where once again just baits you, and then you get a kick like Holyn just got, and boy, there's trouble over there.
Yeah, it's a very gentle hyzer shot, I think, is the play to get there. You have to throw something a little flippier to get up this fairway far enough. But you can see Holyn and Kristin both erroring early left, which was what happens a lot when you're trying to really power play those less stable discs.
Yeah, just it looks so simple, but that's the hardest shot in disc golf right here. Same with 14. Dead straight.
Owen opting for the sidearm. It's not the best play. If you can get something to go straight for a while, it's fine. You'll leave yourself a long putt, but it really does have a pretty hard left finish at the end to the green. This is just such a narrow gap. You're mostly just worried about hitting that first gap.
Yeah, Missy getting through the first gap. Super happy with any result after that. She looks like she's in circle 2, I think.
Holyn's going to have a really hard time getting to the green here. A very steep, tall hyzer shot. She goes low.
Oh, she goes low inside.
Yeah, I'm going to come up short. Kind of surprised not to see her.
I don't know. She's been chilling all day.
Yeah, she has been chilling.
If she's off the fairway. Yeah, not the typical Holyn, but really smart because, I mean, as we were saying, if you get too aggressive and you just keep hitting trees, like, that's when the strokes stack up. Where'd that go? It just phased out of reality. I lost it.
Yeah, it checked up early somewhere.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Holyn overturns that jump putt approach into a tree. She's outside the circle. Long look at bogey to this elevated pin.
Kristin, just an easy up and down. That's all you can ask for on this one. There was actually more birdies on this one than I expected. There was 5 birdies.
Yeah, I mean, it is only 2 set. Unlike 14, which is kind of a max power rip, at least this one's short enough where, the whole field can feasibly reach it. What a run from Holyn. Dead center band. She's frustrated, though.
Ooh, and that basket better watch out. It just got stared down.
Yeah, do you think she'll join us in burning down the lighthouses later? Yeah. The season's over.
Yeah, end of season lighthouse fire. Let's torch them. Wow, Missy Gannon with another birdie.
Own with a little bit of work here for her bogey save, but she's good for it. Holyn's second double bogey of the round. She moves back to even par, which is to say 3 under. Haha, gotcha. Really, if you didn't watch the front 9, you're probably so confused. Just go watch that. Kristin with 2 in a row. Her and Missy tied at the top, Own in solo third. Got a pretty good tie for fourth after that.
And moving on to the most difficult hole of the day. Let's start wrapping things up. 715 feet back into the wide open, but first you have to hit the most narrow gap ever. It's pretty far off the tee pad too, so not a lot of players are going to bite enough off to access this island green on their second shot. So this is one that most people are playing for par. They throw their drive through that initial gap, hopefully land inbounds, chip up to the edge of the initial island, and then pitch across to the green to take a par. We can see maybe people on our feature card will get a little bit more aggressive, but the OB is so pinched here. And this gap is far enough off the tee pad that you are thinking about it.
This is one of the brand new holes. This is a brand new 17 and 18 finishing layout, which is pretty exciting. I think Macy had something to say about this one too. Do you remember?
No, God. Oh my gosh.
You have to get just so aggressive like this off the first shot to attack this hole for birdie, and that feels so risky.
Yeah, Kristin turns out of bounds early. She's going to have to take it pretty far back. She'll have to chip up before she even tries to go across to the green. Mm-hmm. But you can't really throw a soft layup shot here either because the OB's so pinched right in this area where Own's flying over.
Oh my gosh. That's so close. Own trickles out as well.
There's only, 35 feet there to land
Maybe.
if you come in short?
Mm-hmm. Smooth shot here from Holyn. There's definitely more room on that side.
Uh-huh. And she gets far enough where she doesn't have to worry about hyzering into the OB.
Holyn with her Tour Series vulture there. That was a solid shot from Kristin. Inbound should be able to go across.
You can see everyone just pitching up to that far end of this OB area.
That they get sandwiches. That's another thing I'm sick of.
This feels kind of like a Winthrop hole.
Yeah.
That gets me sometimes.
Winthrop. It gets everyone.
With the OB lines. And it's so weird. This is the first time all day these ladies have felt the wind because we've been in the woods. It wasn't terrible, but you definitely had to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Holyn trying to go across in 2?
Was she?
I don't know. Yeah, I think she was.
Yeah,
there was so much speed on it. It was just really low.
Yeah, she put that. That was very low.
I do hate editing.
Kristin throwing 4. Ooh, sit. Nice shot. She was pretty far back to go across.
Only 2 competitors got to Circle 1 in regulation, and only 3 got to Circle 2 in regulation. So I would say everyone in the field just went to layup.
Generally, yeah, laying up.
Or if they did go for it, like Holyn, they didn't make it.
Missy throwing a kind of spike hyzer approach shot on the 3rd.
Nice and safe.
Mm-hmm. Holyn throwing 4 with the OB stroke.
Yeah, there was only one birdie today, and 70% of the field took a bogey or worse.
Yeah, I wonder if that percentage was getting aggressive
Yeah, maybe
and it didn't work out.
Yeah, well, at this point, a lot of competitors know how many strokes they need to make up to
That's
have a
true.
chance. So
Good point.
they're kind of like, oh, I need to play aggressive in order to make it to the finals.
Wow, what a bogey safe putt from Holyn. Barely inside the circle there. It was a confident looking putt.
And very important.
Yeah. They really all are out here, even more than normal. Only got 2 rounds to get where you need to be.
Yeah, not enough time for the cream to rise. You just got to force it.
Just gotta try to frantically froth around, you know, and see what happens. Kristin with a great bogey save of her own. Missy in for a nice squeaky clean par.
Only a quarter of the field getting par. That's only 5 people. So,
Wow. Wild.
yep.
I think we'll see some more layups tomorrow. Well, I don't know. They got to go for broke.
They got to go for broke.
I think it's a pretty interesting design.
Yeah,
17 and 18.
and this
a lot of
form-
risk reward. Sorry.
This format, too, requires you to think about the course differently than you normally would.
You're right. Wow.
Because hole 18 is no joke.
Yeah, let's look at it.
Yeah.
Look at this teeny tiny gap. It's another par 5, 830 feet. Absolute forehand, I think, off the tee. Backhand turnover, I guess, could work. You want to get as far as you can. And then it's decision time. How much of this OB field do you cut off to try to get a birdie? The more you cut off, obviously, the easier it is to attack. If you just pitch up to that first corner on the second shot, it's about 380 to the pin. So it is tempting to at least go over the OB line a little bit, try to make it an easier approach. If you come up short, it's almost a rethrow, basically. Missy would go backhand. Definitely a harder shot. She's going to be fading towards the woods line, and that's not a great spot to be.
No, it's brutal over there. Another hole where exercising patience and just like breaking the hole into little parts is really helpful. Missy described this hole as very European. So I agree, though. They're really good at about having in Europe. I feel like there's a lot of holes that have these OB lines on the left, on the right hand side, and they like turn weird directions and have like a really guarded green.
I missed her say that one. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Ellen catches one of the last left side trees on her way out of the gap. Holyn going big here. She's got an ESP force in hand.
And I'm not really a big fan of OB lined grass fairways in disc golf. Like, I actually hate it. But I think this hole's kind of cool.
I think it's interesting.
Yeah, I'd really just like the risk reward and the decision you have to make, especially being on the last hole. That narrow fairway that's after you take the right turn, though, I mean, that's mean.
It does
That's
get very mean at
and
the end.
Especially they have the little advertisement wall. So, like, it doesn't help you at all. You
The
have to
wall
throw
is
over
pulled
it.
at least 10 feet off the line. Usually it's a little bit closer. So this is like we'll call it the conservative aggressive play, where you're still cutting off some of the corner and going over OB, but she's not trying to get a ton of distance. She's probably still a minimum 350 from the pin, probably closer to
Ish.
360, and she's in the woods line.
But if you do stay safe, get across this corner and stay safe, you can get a pretty straightforward, easy par.
Easy par, yeah, for sure, even if you're in the woods line. Yeah. Holyn, similar result, a little bit better of a look at it, I think, than Kristin. Dang, Missy just forced to pitch out maybe 100 feet tops.
Decision time.
Ooh.
She's getting aggressive.
She's lined up
This
kind of right at the pin.
No, this isn't conservative aggressive. This is the real deal.
Missy Gannon, the real deal.
Yeah. I guess after playing stroke and distance on some of the holes at USCGC, she's like, oh, if I go OB, it's fine. At least I don't have to rethrow.
If you go OB, yeah, deep,
Yeah.
too, in the woods line. Own going forehand. You would, Own. Get it, girl.
Oh my gosh, this is
It's so scary. So good, though.
Wow.
Just so good.
Just perfect.
And she's in the narrowest part of the fairway. That's, as you said, about 35 feet, right?
yeah.
Crazy.
That was amazing. And it's probably only like 310, 315 to where she just meant maybe 320, but still you're throwing a max distance shot to an extremely narrow blind area.
Yeah.
Kristin trying to just do a safe chip out, and she's going to find herself in more trouble. The easy par went away quickly.
Can still save a really difficult par. Holyn also having trouble with a similar shot. She stays in bounds and at least has an open look at it for the par attempt.
Those little chip sidearms are so easy until you have OB on both sides and wind. Oh, she has enough room to work.
Yeah, it's just not easy, but she's really good.
Wow.
Kristin puts it to the bullseye. For a par, she's going to finish one down on the round unless something disastrous happens, but I'm just going to assume she's good for that putt. Missy throwing 3 here.
Riding that left side OB line, but she comes back in time. She'll have a circle 2 putt to save birdie.
No,
Or par.
par.
Yeah,
Sorry,
right.
she was throwing 4 there.
Holyn, after a really nice conservative little chip out, has a fairly straightforward pitch to the green. And you feel great about a par on hole 18.
Yeah. Owns 4th. And that sidearm, though. Still thinking about it. And she bases it. Cool way to finish. Own also going to finish 1 under par, I believe. Missy. Good effort. From about 55, 60 feet.
Nice little conservative run.
Holyn, strong front 9, finding the trouble on the back. She's going to be 1 over on the round. Kristin 1 under.
Missy with a really solid showing, keeping it only to single bogeys if she was going to get one.
And finishing 2 under on the round. Own, 1 under. Some solid showings. Again, just showing especially how difficult the back 9 it is out here, how technical.
Yeah, really, really dense woods and narrow fairways with small landing zones. But our lead card, we're going to hold them going into tomorrow with their advantage. It helps them get to this positioning. Macy Vela Diaz shooting even and 1 down for tomorrow. Kat Murch with her advantage is going to be even tomorrow as well. Haley King, Jennifer Allen going to round out our chase card.
Yeah, Missy Gannon, 2 under being the hot round. Kind of crazy. It'll be interesting to see if anyone's able to really push the limits of this course tomorrow. It is so difficult.
Yeah,
we're just going to say it 1,000 more times so you guys really get it.
And everyone in the bottom, the rest of that outside of the top 8, they're really going to have to shoot hot if they want a chance. Yeah, it's going to have to be birdie or die out there, which is not what you want to do at Nevin.
No.
We do have one more round of the semifinals, though, before we head into the finals where it goes down to 8 competitors. So come hang with us tomorrow. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 hot geese.
Honk.
Honk.